Uttarakhand became a victim of a Himalayan tsunami 2 years ago, devastating swaths of villages. 24 months later, the message is loud and clear that Kedarnath Valley is ready to roll out a red carpet welcome for its tourists. But the big question now is, how well is the state prepared for a disaster-like situation again? Joining me now is Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, Mr. Harish Rawat. Welcome, sir, to the point.
Thank you.
So let me begin by asking you that has the state really learnt its lessons from the 2013 tragedy?
Yeah, definitely we have learned the lesson. That is why we are able to cope up with the situation which we are put in 2013. And now the Char Dham Yatra got a very good response from pilgrims from world over are coming, and they are enjoying their time and they are appreciating the efforts made by the state.
There's no two ways about the fact that a lot of infrastructure has been built. But what about the rehabilitation part?
In fact, as far rehabilitation of those people who have lost their livelihood, the work is under progress.
Okay.
A lot of NGOs are also helping us. Government has also taken certain initiatives, and time has also given the people that courage to cope up with the situation.
But do you admit that there was some kind of a disparity as far as the rehabilitation and compensation was concerned?
No disparity. In fact,
like I mentioned, the disparity between the families of the dead persons and those families who actually lost their complete livelihood.
That is always be there, because when one lost his bread earner, that family got totally settled. And when you have not lost any life, but you have lost your livelihood, then you can make up for that in
but sir,
times
don't
to
you
come.
Think that
And we are providing all kind of assistance to each and everyone who is affected by it.
But sir, do you think that the time now is ripe to look at the rehabilitation policy in a holistic manner? Because the governments don't deal with the psychological aspect of it. The compensation is paid, the rehabilitation is done, but what about the psychological aspect?
Without dealing with the psychological aspect of the disaster, you cannot mitigate the hardship being faced by the people.
So because I was speaking to a number of people in areas like Guptkashi and Rudraprayag, and on the ground, there's a feeling that the government, of course, has built infrastructure, but as far, I was talking about the psychological aspect. For example, the schools are built, but the children are not motivated to go and attend the classrooms because they've lost their near and dear ones. Then accounts have been opened for the women, but they cannot gather courage to walk up to the banks. So these social challenges, is the government really prepared to tackle this part?
I think governmental agencies as well as a lot of NGOs are working in this field there in Kedarnath area. I don't think this is now a big problem.
But Mr. Rawat, when this disaster took place, people were talking about the fact that of course it happened, the compounding factor was the weather, but a lot of it had to do with the human-induced. It was a human-induced disaster as well, talking specifically about the encroachments which happened along the riverbed. Have you been able to curtail the encroachments which were happening in the earlier pattern?
In fact, this has happened because of the changes in the nature, and which we called all the climate change.
Right.
That was the basic cause of it. But anyway, the damage, the magnitude of the damage was due to the human interference in certain areas.
But that's why I asked you, that have you been able to curtail those encroachments?
That is the difficult part. That is very...
But sir, many times there is a perception that encroachments also happen due to some kind of a political patronage, irrespective of which party is there. And because of the political patronage, a lot of encroachment happens.
I will not deny this. This is a well-placed allegation. In fact, when I was looking after the water resources ministry in the government of India, when I asked one of Bihar politician that why you are not enacting this river zone legislation, we have sent a draft of the model legislation to you. They say if we'll even touch that, will lose the moment my party will lose the election. So these are the compulsions.
That's a very candid admission you are making that.
And I think we political people should muster courage. Sometime we should tell people for your own safety we are doing.
But Mr. Rawat, if you're so candidly admitting to this fact, which means that this pattern is still visible.
No, even in Dehradun, it is happening under my own nose. Under what can I say?
But now you're the chief minister. Why are you so helpless?
I'm the chief minister.
But why are you so helpless in curtailing this thing?
Because people are coming, people wherever they find the possibilities of their livelihood, poverty is there, and they just put one polythene thing there, and they start living there, and we remove them, then again they come back there.
And the politicians can't do anything because of the vote bank.
We are now, no, it's not always the vote bank politics, but sometime it is the compulsion of the bhook.
Okay.
And it is a hard reality in northern India.
Now coming to the politics of the disaster, I mean, it's almost a year and a few months since the time you became the chief minister after Vijay Bahugna was removed from the seat. People have been saying here in Uttarakhand that you have focused all your energy on Kedarnath and you've neglected the other parts of Uttarakhand. Is it really true?
I think this is not fair.
Okay.
This is not fair. Even my focus is on Kailas Mansarovar Yatra. My focus is on the Om Parvat and Buddha Kailas Dham Yatra also. For a chief minister, but Kedarnath was a case stand alone. What Kedarnath has.
But I was exactly coming to that point because Kedarnath, evolves a national sentiment across the country, and probably that's a reason why probably you and Congress party would get a political mileage out of it. That is what the people say, and that is why you focused all your energy on Kedarnath.
Anyway, if you are getting some political mileage, I will politely accept it.
But sir, recently you were seen holding cabinet meetings in Kedarnath, inviting religious leaders like Murari Bapu and Ramdev. So were you not trying to upstage BJP in a way? I mean, that's what the perception was.
No, that was not at all in my mind. But anyway, Murari Babu or other people, I have not invited Ramdev ji. But anyway, he was there, and I thank him. But
you don't think that there was a political message to it?
No,
probably you were trying
nothing,
to upstage BJP.
No politics in it. And in fact, I was just trying to send the message to the people and to the devotees of Lord Kedara that we are doing something here. Don't worry. Wait. Time will come. Then we will find everything all right. And now everything is all right there.
But sir, Rahul Gandhi recently was also seen, trekking to Kedarnath. What was the whole idea? Was it a religious symbolism, or was it a politics of faith which he was practicing and probably sending out some kind of a political message?
Anyway, if I
you
will
were
say
with him, so
if I will say that there was no politics, you will not believe. But anyway, I will like to say it. It is a politics of faith.
It's a politics of faith.
And
that's a clever way of saying it.
He came all along. And when I asked him, we can go by helicopter, even halfway we can cover by helicopter, he said no. Right. I promised I will go and I will stand before the Lord Kedara. It was his way of demonstrating his faith.
When you say it was a politics of faith, then how is Congress in Uttarakhand very different from the BJP? Because BJP also mixes politics with faith.
BJP has no faith.
Okay.
They have no faith in Lord Rama. They have only politics in that.
Okay.
They have no faith in when they say Ganga, they say anything. They have only politics in mind.
I'm sure if the BJP leaders are going to watch this interview, I'm sure they'll respond. But Mr. Rawat, I'll take a break here. When we come back, we talk about the other issues which are ailing Uttarakhand. Back in a moment. Welcome back. You're watching To The Point with Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, Mr. Harish Rawat. Mr. Rawat, Uttarakhand is going to host the National Games in 2018. But how will you really ensure transparency given the botched record of the 2010 Commonwealth Games which was seen? How are you really going to ensure that transparency is clearly played out?
खटमल के डर से खटिया तोड़ने वाले लोग देश और समाज को नहीं बनाते हैं. यदि something wrong has happened with the Commonwealth Games, people who have done something wrong, they will be penalized for that. They are being penalized for that. But as far as holding that national game is concerned, we'll adopt the transparent method.
But you don't fear the fact that, the moment some deals are signed, probably there'll be question marks on you. So far, you've maintained a clean image. You're not scared of that.
I'm not worried about that.
So, moving on from sports infrastructure to the actual infrastructure in the upper reaches of the state. Why is there a disparity? It normally happens. It's seen across the hills, across the country. Why is there a disparity, and how are you really trying to bridge that gap, between the development on the plains and the upper reaches of the state?
This is a very, very hard question. In fact, in the nation, the planners, they should answer this question. I'm grateful to late Srimati Indira Gandhi. She tried to answer this question by having the Hill Cell in the Planning Commission. Then she took various initiatives for Northeast and these Himalayan states and other difficult areas. But still we are far.
Are you hinting at the fact that there are almost 10 states which are built along the Himalayan mountains? Do you think that we need an integrated Himalayan policy?
Yes, definitely we need that. We need that. In fact, that policy was in practice during UPA time. Now it seems that there is a change because the funding pattern of the central schemes has changed. Certain schemes which were for hilly areas only were benefiting the hilly areas, that has been changed now. Even our status as a special category state is as stake now. We are doubtful because for hilly state the funding pattern was 90-10, 10 state and 90% was being given by the central government. Now they say no, it will be 50-50. So it means a status without anything substantial.
But sir, have you been able to establish a dialogue with Prime Minister Narendra Modi on this? Because
yes,
he talks about cooperative federalism.
I'm grateful to the Finance Minister Arun Jaitley ji. He told me that he will call a meeting of the concerned state. He says other states has also complained about it, and I will like to I will take a stock of this situation and how can I help. We are still hopeful what he has said. But anyway, this is a very fundamental change. The Niti Ayoga is going to be proved disastrous for hilly areas, and not for hilly areas only. It will impact national security. It will impact environmental security. It will impact ecological security of the country. One nation planners, policy makers, all concerned should realize it.
But the centre gives its own.
I'm having 72%, 73% forest area, and Ganga and Yamuna all have originating from here, and you are not caring for that area.
But centre gives its own reasons of economic viability.
Today Harish Rawat, tomorrow somebody else will take care of it. However, whether it is possible.
But sir, keeping aside the centre's, intention of economic viability and all the points which they talk about, but what about the state health services, the education services in the upper reaches? What I'm talking about, the doctors don't still seem they don't want to go to the upper reaches. Teachers don't want to go.
When there will be no infrastructure.
So is the government not trying to incentivize these services?
If there will be infrastructure, if tomorrow I have a good airport at Uttarakhand and a helodrome at Bhatwadi, then definitely doctors will go there, teachers will go there. Tomorrow they are getting good pay. They can say that we have now good schools there. A lot of time takes to go here and there from Dehradun to there. They say we have a choice to stay at Dehradun. Why should we not here? Sometimes at the risk of their service, they violate government instructions. But these are the These are the things. And in fact, basic requirement, building infrastructure in the hilly areas lies with the central government. Central government should provide us the funds, and I'm sure that within 10 years we can change the scenario.
What about things like building a township? Because for the last 15 years almost, Uttarakhand has not seen any township. So are there any plans of building a township? Are there anything in the
Yeah,
pipeline?
we have one at New Terry, but now that requires a lot of funds to make it more comfortable to live. But we have no funds to provide them the better civil line, better drinking water scheme, better schools, better hospitals. Now we are trying to build one such township at Gershon. We are planning, we are working on that line. That will require a huge amount. At Dehradun also, now we are going for a smart city. For the plan, I am looking for that. And what kind of help we get from central government. Then definitely we are planning 100 small towns in hilly areas, because I have already started the process of identification of such locations, and once that is completed, then I will go for the funds.
But so another drawback which has been seen in the state all these years, irrespective of which government has come and gone, and that is that, for example, Himachal has been able to brand and market its apples. Uttarakhand has not been able to brand any of its products. For example, you have Malta oranges, lemons.
You have put your finger at a very right place where it hurts us the most.
But why has this not
Which
been
hurts me the
possible?
most. And I'm complaining to my people, Manika, what is happening here? And if I go to the Rameshwaram, I got there idli dosha. When I go to the Badrinath, I also got idli dosha. I'm not against idli dosa being shoved at Badrinath, but there should be something which should be branded as Uttarakhand choice of foods. We have no such food. And it is the only state in the country which has no handicrafts of its own.
So are you hopeful that you'll be able to brand a product maybe in the next 5 years or by the time your tenure ends?
I have very limited time left. Anyway, I have to make it a campaign within 1 year, and campaign which shows some result, because I don't know what will happen in after one.
2017, the elections are slated in Uttarakhand, and the way BJP is, the RSS shakhas are sprouting up. Amit Shah recently came and he energized the cadres. Are you hopeful that your party is ready to bear that onslaught?
Yeah, now I know that they have make a divide between BJP and the RSS, because they say that the BJP is the face which has lost credibility in Uttarakhand. Now they are focusing on the another face of it, that is RSS. RSS and Vidyarthi Parishad and other smaller modules which they have developed in during course of time. And as a political man, I appreciate this intelligent move, because I have acumen, I have that capability to answer the BJP, but RSS is different.
So you've been at the center when the UPA government was there. You've seen Congress very closely. You are a senior and a veteran leader of Congress. We've seen recently, people still say that there is a leadership crisis at the central level of Congress. Though Rahul Gandhi is back with all the vigor after a long sabbatical, but there are two perceptions. There's one faction of the Congress which feels that no, Sonia Gandhi should remain as the president of the party, while others feel no, that Rahul has a potential. Where do you want to see the party?
In fact,
and in whose hands?
In fact, it is a debate outside the Congress. Within Congress, there is no debate at all. Sonia Gandhi ji is our supreme commander. He is a guide and philosopher. She has proved it by many ways, by many decisions which she has taken.
So am I to believe from what you're saying that you want to see Sonia Gandhi remain as a supreme
personal,
leader?
social, or as a woman, is the example for an Indian womanhood also. Now, so all the way, she has proved that she commands respect from each and everyone. And Rahul Gandhi is our future. I know,
But
everybody
is
knows.
the time ripe to give him the mantles
Everybody
of the
knows
party?
in Congress, even my ardent supporter knows that Harish Rawat will, anyway, he is not going to survive more than 10, 12 years, 15 years in politics. Then there should be a future. So Rahul Gandhi is our future. So about Rahul ji and his capability, there is no two opinion. Two opinion. In 2009, we won. Rahul Gandhi was the biggest factor.
No, but after series of setbacks which the Congress has
It
seen.
happened. In fact, what has happened, 2004 to 9, then 9 to 14, 10 years, it is sometime the anti-incumbency, various factors comes in, and naturally some bad habits also develops with the power. Maybe we may have committed some mistake. Everything has gone to his kitty. Here, he has taken a challenge. Everybody knows whether
No,
in
but
UP,
no, I'm asking
in
you a
UP,
simple and straight question,
in
Mr.
UP,
Rawat. Is time ripe?
for one
Right.
second, if in UP and Bihar, Congress is just routed in all during these elections, it was because of Rahul Gandhi alone. Whether Harish Rawat is not responsible for it, whether Digvijay Singh is not responsible for it, and others are not responsible for it. We are in the politics for a longer time than Rahul
Yeah,
Gandhi.
you're hinting at a collective responsibility. But so what I'm asking is,
then if Rahul Gandhi has taken the challenge to build up the party in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, which is just a barren land altogether, we have made it a barren land altogether. Now you are not appreciating the courage the young man has. In fact, he has started commanding my respect more than before. When I heard that he will rebuild the party in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, that shows the leadership capacity.
no, your point taken, sir. But my question is that is the time ripe to give him the mantles of the parties as a president of the party? That's what I'm saying. Because there is a feeling that now it's high time Sonia Gandhi should take a back seat and he should hold the reins as a president.
It is not a question of taking back seat or the front seat.
Okay.
And anyway, Rahul ji will take ahead the legacy, the past shown by Sonia Gandhi ji,
Okay.
or Rajiv ji, or Indira ji, or Jawaharlal Nehru, or Mahatma Gandhi, or the Congress altogether. So it's not in anything new he's going to do. It is just taking the material of the party, So it is for him to decide the timing. It is for Sonia ji to decide the timing, for the leadership to decide the timing. We can only guess.
But if given a choice, Mr. Harish Rawat would go back to the centre or would remain at the state?
I will say sooner is better. Okay. Anyway, because 2009 is not far away, and we'll like to see that in 2019 we should fight for bringing Congress back to the power under his active leadership. That's why, because much time is not left in our life also for struggle.
No, but if given a choice to Mr. Harish Rawat, if given a choice to Mr. Harish Rawat, would you love to go back to the centre or would you remain at the state level?
It is for the party, but anyway, the way I find that...
or you cannot afford to leave the state at the moment?
Things are here. I will not like to leave it in the midway. But anyway, I am a party soldier. Wherever I am asked, I will love to be there. Even as a congressman also, I was not always in power. I was most of the time out of the power as a Congress worker. I always liked to struggle along with...
But I guess your heart still remains at the Devbhoomi, not in Delhi.
Always in my village. I am a villager in my perception, in my aptitude, everything. Even if I am in London, so I will imagine about the village Maunari where I am born. So that's my weakness. That's my weakness. So I will love to be here, even if it is a small state. When I was water resources minister, I was lording over a big empire. Now it is a small state where I have to care for 1 crore or 2 crores. But anyway, here I feel that by doing it, I am serving those who are my kith and kin. For them,
Wish you all the best,
I
Mr.
owe
Rawat.
many things.
Wish you all the best. It was a pleasure having you on To The Point. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So that's it on this episode of To The Point. See you next time with another personality. Goodbye and thanks for watching.